How is everybody doing? This has been a super insane, totally crazy week for us. Hang on a second. Let me get my headphones in so you can hear me better. All right. This has been an absolutely, completely insane week for us. My niece got married this weekend, and we had the four cutest little flower girls ever in the wedding. And but it totally snuck up on me. Hey, Andy Christie. It totally snuck up on me. Hi, Wendy. I've got to get my iPad set so I can see the comments. Okay, there we go. It's set now. For some reason, I was trying to, hey, Monique, I don't know what happened because y'all saw that in my budget videos that I have been planning for this financially, been planning for this wedding for weeks. And somehow the to-do list just didn't get written. And it ended up being Wednesday. I tried on my dresses, and thank you, COVID, nothing fit. So I had all of 2 hours in one day that I could go and dress shop. And it was like the craziest thing ever. I did find a dress. It was last minute, but that happens. So this is our plan with me for this week, and I'm much better prepared this week than I was last week. And so let's look at a week. How did everybody do last week on the challenge of 2 hours a day with no cell phones? Did anybody get a chance to I know I was trying to send reminders out every day last week, and I didn't get them done completely. Oh, I may have to just take these headphones off because they're interfering with my camera. But anyway, did anybody get a chance to do 2 hours, even one day last week, without your phone? Hang on a second. Let's see if this is going to work now. There we go. So I did a couple of days, and I still didn't seem to get done what I wanted to do, although the one day that I did, I napped, which was great. I got a nap in. So here is kind of our focus for this week. I am really working hard on establishing a morning routine. And I had a really good morning routine at one time, and somehow adding the fourth kid just kind of threw my world into crazy mode. And mind you, it was adding the fourth kid within 13 months. So it just totally threw our world into crazy mode. And I've kind of lost all of my routines. So I have spent so much time this evening. Thank you, Scott, for giving me a chance to do it. Kind of mapping out what I want our morning routine, my morning routine to look like. So I've got it up here. I'm really going to focus this week on the top priorities of finishing the mail out for the giveaway that was earlier this month, finishing our curtains for our RV because Scott is really ready for that to be done. And oh, hey, from Ontario. And then really working on establishing a routine. So we've got last week was crazy busy. Just the whole month of October has been insane. I cannot wait for this month to be over. So in addition to doing a morning routine, I've decided to kind of assign one single task to every day. So Monday, I'm going to be working on home things. So I'm going to be sewing the curtains, working on packing Sophie for her Houston trip. And then Scott and I watched my videos. If you haven't watched my not my planning videos, my budget videos, we budget our entire year in advance, and it works beautifully for us just to kind of have a roadmap. It's not a down to the penny budget, but it is a roadmap for our entire year. So we're going to sit down on Monday and work on that. Tuesday and Wednesday are my hardcore work days. And I've kind of put stickers on the bottoms to remind me what I need to focus on those days. I'm only going to try to work one afternoon in the week and really focus on the kids the other 2 days. Thursday is Sophie's surgery. So I have got a self-care day planned that day because I can pretty much guarantee there is not going to be a single thing that gets done that day, with the exception of my morning routine. Sophie's got her surgery, and Scott's going to be out there with surgery for her, with her this time. So I'm going to be on the phone probably all day, checking up on my little one, making sure she's doing okay, because she's usually pretty slow to come out from anesthesia. And so Thursday is going to be probably just a total wash for me. Friday, I'm going to do family and finance. So focus on, thank you, Gina. Gina says prayers for Sophie and the family. Yes, this isn't if you haven't heard Sophie's story, this is an every 3 month event for us. We have to take Sophie to Houston every 3 months for surgery. So even though it's something that we do regularly, it's still surgery. But anyway, so Friday's going to be a family and finance day. I'm going to work on, paying some bills. This isn't a pay week. So I'm going to work on paying bills, just kind of touching our budget, making sure that things didn't go crazy. I may go ahead and start doing our rough draft of our November budget, which if you saw my last budgeting video, I showed you how I rough draft our budget. Kind of just sketch out things based off of the calendar and what we've got going on. Thanks, Monique. Monique says prayers for wisdom and skill for those caring for Sophie, and for calm for Sophie and all of you. Thank you so much. She is a trooper. She has been doing surgery fairly regularly since she was born. So she's a super trooper, and as long as we have figured out, as long as that hospital bracelet doesn't go on, she stays pretty calm. So she's just she makes me strong. She's an amazing kid. Okay, so there's one thing I want to kind of point out. Another thing that I've started doing kind of a lunch and learn every day. So I have to eat lunch every day, and I have to actually plan to eat lunch every day, because if I don't, I'll forget, and I end up eating peanut butter in the car on the way to go get my kids from school, and not the healthiest lunch in the world. So I have started 30 minutes to really, I have an hour blocked off, but it's really 30 to 45 minutes of a lunch and learn. And I take that time and I read a book to prep for things for my YouTube channel, or I watch YouTube videos that I want to learn about. So if anybody ever wonders, I watch a lot of parenting videos because, I have a whole lot to learn. And I'm learning a lot about dealing with adult ADD these days. That seems to be my self-care topic of choice these days, is finding ways to adapt and schedule and help me manage my ADD as an adult, because so far it's been kicking my honey as an adult. So this is something I have really enjoyed, and this also has been working really well for me. You've probably noticed in the last several weeks that I have had a little errand block right here. These are my errands. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I have about 45 minutes in between picking up Mary Claire and then picking up the big kids. And I decided to treat that kind of like a lunch errands that I would have had when I was working full time. So those are the errands, like the super fast ones that I would do on a lunch break or something like that. So picking up prescriptions, returning a dress, those things. And I do one errand each day. And that keeps me from having to do a whole day of errands, which I physically cannot do without really, aggravating my AS, which, if you haven't heard about my autoimmune disease, I have something called ankylosing spondylitis. And really just doing a full day of errands isn't physically possible for me at this point. So I am loving these little short errand gaps that I have created in my schedule, and it's working really well. Mary Claire loves it. Her favorite thing to do is, to go to the storage facility, which we are working on cleaning out, so we no longer have storage. But she loves to ride the little cart. So I try to consider what errands we do, because she likes to get out of the car in between. I miss Cash Stuff. No, y'all, I have one filmed and I am halfway through editing it, But this month has been so totally insane. I have not had oh gosh, I think I've had a single hour to work on editing videos in the last 2 weeks. So that is, that's Tuesday. That would be Tuesday, is to get that video up for you. I am still stuffing my envelopes religiously as always, but just getting the videos edited up. I've got to find an assistant. Honestly, I have so much content that I have filmed for y'all, but I've got to find an assistant to get some stuff edited, and anyway, that would be amazing, but I'm not there yet. Um, Melissa says it's been crazy for everyone. Love, don't feel bad. I know it, it really has. I have never had an October this crazy busy. And then my husband's birthday was the same day that my niece got married. And I feel really horrible because it was a really big birthday, and I'm not going to out how old he is, but it was a really big birthday, and I totally failed at it. I mean, and I'm normally a huge birthday person, but I totally failed. So, okay, so I'm going to be sending reminders to everybody this week about establishing a morning routine. Is anybody that's in the comments and watching, have y'all had really good luck establishing a morning routine, something that really works for y'all? I'm Fly Lady seems to be a little bit too complicated for me, just because I can't seem to get everything done that are kind of on the lists that she has, and that monkeys with my, type A not being able to get things done. So I'm trying to simplify kind of a system for me that works better for my ADD brain. So if you've got any tips on, kind of, I've got a 5-minute tidy in here, but really the 5-minute tidy is going to be for the girls, and I'm going to do a 5-minute clean every day. But I really desperately need some help with some morning routines. So, okay, y'all, this plan looks so pretty and neat, and I love doing plans, and I love organizing things, but it doesn't mean a lick if I don't actually do it. So, this is my accountability. Y'all could ask me if I actually do the stuff in the week. Okay, so let's talk about the meal plan for this week. Let's see. I'll close this so you might can see a little bit better. Okay. So I have got new recipes in, let's see if I can hold it up here so y'all can see a little bit better. I'm loving your put the phone down time. Yes, do know I haven't, I actually came up with that when I was working full time. I was working in a law office, and we had to take potential client calls, and the constant interruption of the calls, I could never get large tasks done. So I instituted a do not disturb time of like 2 or 3 hours in the afternoon to do discovery responses and things like that just take an enormous amount of concentration for me. And I loved it. So I decided to implement it in my own. So what you see in my la-ti-da, where did it go? So what you see in my little time blocks right here in my Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, these are my phone free times. Now it won't be Thursday because, like I said, that's Sophie's surgery day. But these are my phone free times. And my family's getting used to it. They're doing really good with it. Tammy says, I haven't had any luck establishing a morning routine with all of my autoimmune disease. I have to do errands in the morning. By afternoon, my body doesn't work as well. I feel you, Tammy. I know exactly what you're going through. I have, a few good hours in the morning, and then sometimes just a 25-minute nap I've figured out, because it's not quite enough time for me to get into a deep sleep, but it's enough that if I can just lay down and take the pressure off of my joints and my spine, it really does help me get through the rest of the afternoon. Even on days that I feel well, I do try to take a 25-minute lie down, even if I just read a book, just getting the pressure off of my feet and my back. So Tammy, you might want to try that and see if it works. Thank you, Melissa, for prayers. I do absolutely covet them and appreciate them. Okay, so let's look at the meal plan for this week. And I've got all of these recipes in my Pinterest board for y'all. So Monday is a Mexican meatball soup, and that is loaded with veggies, and we love it. Now, the recipe that's up there actually has, it has the recipe to make your own meatballs. I totally, what was that Sandra something show that she does semi-homemade? I buy frozen meatballs, and it makes it easier, and my kids don't care. And one of these days, I make my own meatballs for some things, but you know, right now I'm a mom of four young kids, and I've got to prioritize. So I buy frozen meatballs. But this Mexican meatball soup is awesome. We've had it several times, and I'm trying to only introduce recipes to y'all that we have tried and we really love. I will let you know if it's a recipe that we haven't tried yet. So Tuesday is lettuce wraps with rice, which is another one that's loaded with hidden veggies. It's like got mushrooms and carrots and stuff in it, and my kids just go nuts for it. They love it. Now, if you don't cook Asian food on a regular basis like we do, this guy's has got some unusual ingredients in it. It's got hoisin sauce and sesame oil and things like that, rice wine vinegar. So if it's your first time making Asian food, it could throw your grocery budget off. But the ingredients last for a long time, and we make Asian food almost once a week. So it ends up being very budget friendly for us. We always do our breakfast once a week. It's the girls' favorite meal. So we're going to do eggs, sausage, and waffles this week. And if you saw my post on my community tab, I dropped 3 dozen eggs on the floor, and every single one of them broke last week. So that was great. I had to redo our entire meal plan because I didn't want to go to the grocery store. So I kind of limped through our last week's meal plan because I had eggs and a lot of things that were done last week. All right, so white chicken chili and grilled cheese is on Thursday. I'm really getting into soup. Things are getting a little cooler here, and I love soup. And this is a kid favorite. I take in the recipe, it calls for 2 cans of green chilies. I just don't do that because the kids don't like the spice. But it really is good if you do like a little bit of heat to your chili. But this is a huge success um, in our house, and it's an anti-inflammatory meal. So there's no dairy in it. There's no dairy, there's no gluten, and there's no processed sugar in it. So I use coconut milk, a can of coconut milk instead of regular milk. I have done it both ways, but the can of coconut milk actually makes the soup tastier. So we've kept up with that. Leftovers and snack night on Friday. That is our family movie night. So we tend to do leftovers because we have such a small refrigerator, we can't do a lot of leftovers. Halloween is Saturday, and I'm phoning it in. We're probably going to do a takeout Saturday night because it's really just, it's Halloween. We aren't doing, the base isn't doing Halloween this year, so I just don't really know how that day is going to go. We're going to do a family day, even though Scott and Sophie will be flying back from Houston that day, so they won't be with us. I'm going to try to take the girls to do something fun, whether it's a different park or something like that. Sunday, we start our 2 weeks of soft foods. So Sophie has, after her surgery, because she has surgery on the inside of her mouth as well, she has 2 weeks of soft foods only. So we'll do this amazing crock pot mac and cheese, which is actually a Bob Eat Flay recipe, and then frozen broccoli, which always comes out real soft for us. So next week's meal plan is going to be a lot of soft foods because we try as a family to kind of share in Sophie's meal, that her meal restrictions and stuff like that. So she'll have 2 weeks of soft foods after she gets back from her surgery. So lots of soup and lots of noodles and things like that. And maybe some rotisserie chicken, something that's very soft. So nothing that's going to have any hard edges to it. So that's kind of our meal plan for this week. Like I said, all of those recipes are in my planned meals for this week board on my Pinterest page. And if you aren't on my Pinterest page, when I get done with this live, I will put in the description box below a link to the Pinterest page on there for you. But that's it for this week. I will keep sending reminders out for doing no phone time on the, because like I said, it just really does help. And it really helps me remember to turn my phone off as well, because for me, a phone or any type of screen is just an incredible distraction for me. So, all right, everybody, that's it. I am super loving these live planning sessions on Sundays because it's making me sit down and do it. So it's, you know, it's really making me, it's really helping me. And I hope they're helping you too. I will see everybody. Hopefully, I will have my budget video out on Tuesday, at Wednesday at the latest, and hopefully with next month coming up and it slowing down for us, I'll get back onto my regular posting schedule. So thanks so much, everybody. We'll see you next time.